I think he's telling everybody exactly what they don't want to hear.
You already made everybody think I'm crazy. You already took my family away. You already separated all my friends. I don't got no celebrity friends.
Ye is no stranger to controversy, but his latest moves have left fans and critics alike in a swirl of confusion and speculation. The rapper, producer, and entrepreneur, once hailed as one of the most influential artists of his generation, now seems to be living a life that's equal parts luxury and paranoia. Reports claim Ye is terrified to return to the United States. And while the reasons may seem layered and complex, they're rooted in a storm of lawsuits and a growing connection to the legal troubles of his former friend, Sean Diddy Combs. What's really going on? And why does it feel like Ye is running from something much bigger than what's on the surface?
If she can prove them, which I assume she has all the evidence, she's good in terms of, proving that.
Let's start with West's most recent real estate move, a jaw-dropping mansion purchase in Beverly Hills. Back in October, Ye reportedly shelled out a staggering $35 million for an 11-bedroom, 18-bathroom mega mansion in an exclusive gated neighborhood. The property, spanning nearly 7 acres, includes every luxury you can imagine: a tennis court, a massive outdoor pool, a guest residence connected by a futuristic bridge, and over 20,000 square feet of living space. Designed by architect Richard Landry, famously known as the king of the mega mansion, the house is a masterpiece of modern design and opulence. But here's the kicker: Ye has barely set foot in this extravagant home since purchasing it. Instead, he's been spotted living it up abroad with his wife, Bianca Sensori, in destinations like Tokyo, Tuscany, Paris, and Dubai. So why buy a home of this magnitude in the United States if you have no intention of living in it?
It's just he's Kanye West, so it's like relentless. I was like, yeah, popcorn. Yeah.
Insiders suggest the purchase may have been an attempt to project stability amidst a whirlwind of personal and professional chaos. But the timing couldn't have been worse. Just weeks before closing on the Beverly Hills property, Ye reportedly took a colossal financial loss on another piece of real estate, a Malibu beach house he purchased in 2021 for $57 million. That property, designed by world-renowned architect Tadeo Ando, was gutted by I in an attempt to transform it into a modernist bunker. But the project was abandoned, leaving the home exposed to the elements and its value plummeting. After languishing on the market, it was eventually sold for just $21 million, marking a loss of over $36 million. It's hard to imagine anyone recovering from such a hit, but he seemed unfazed as he moved on to his next lavish purchase. What makes this even more baffling is West's apparent reluctance to return to the United States at all. According to sources, his decision to spend most of his time abroad has little to do with his children or family obligations, and everything to do with the legal troubles mounting against him. One insider claimed he knows the lawsuits piling up in the US are a ticking time bomb. And with the recent news about Diddy, he doesn't want to risk getting caught in the crossfire. The mention of Diddy here is significant. The once close friendship between the two music moguls has reportedly soured, and he appears to be distancing himself from any association with Diddy's ongoing legal issues.
If they did in fact occur, their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant, and not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, of engaging and voluntarily engaging in this conduct and being in those spaces, consuming and things of that nature.
At the heart of West's concerns is a lawsuit filed by his former assistant, Lauren Pisciata. She initially accused Ye of wrongful termination, alleging that she was fired for refusing his advances. However, the lawsuit took a darker turn when she amended her claims to include allegations of inappropriate behavior, claiming that Ye subjected her to uncomfortable situations both during and before her employment. One particularly shocking allegation involves an incident at a recording studio session reportedly co-hosted by I and Diddy. Pisciata alleges that she was coerced into staying at the session under questionable circumstances and later found herself in a compromising position, details of which have fueled the growing cloud of suspicion around West's actions.
It's still pretty early in the proceedings. I think it's only been about a month or a month and a half since he's been arraigned and held in detention. And so the investigations are always going to be a continuous and ongoing process. I'm sure at this point there's been an exchange of discovery. And not only that, but I think there's been a gag order placed on the attorneys with information that they can and cannot share.
He has denied all these allegations through his legal team, calling them baseless and promising a countersuit. However, the timing of this lawsuit coinciding with Diddy's own legal troubles has reportedly left Ye shaken. Despite not being directly implicated in Diddy's case, Ye seems worried about the potential for his name to be dragged into the legal spotlight. A source close to him explained he's terrified of being roped into this mess. Even if he's innocent, the association alone could be damaging. He's seen how quickly these things can spiral out of control. Adding fuel to the fire, West's ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, has publicly criticized him for being an absent father to their 4 children, North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm. While Ye reportedly keeps in touch with his kids through video calls, his prolonged absence from the U.S. has raised questions about his priorities. Kim, who has dealt with her fair share of public scrutiny, recently revealed that she had to evacuate her Calabasas home with their children due to nearby wildfires. Many speculated whether Ye offered his Beverly Hills mansion as a refuge, but it appears he was far from the scene, enjoying life abroad with Bianca. This has only fueled the narrative that Ye is avoiding his responsibilities at home while prioritizing his responsibilities at home while prioritizing his own self-preservation. What's striking is how he seems to be navigating these challenges while maintaining a high-profile, globe-trotting lifestyle. Since May, he and Bianca have been spotted in some of the world's most glamorous locations. From romantic getaways in Tuscany to high-end shopping sprees in Paris, Ye is anything but low-key. Yet, his choice of destinations, places far removed from the United States, feels intentional. Japan, where the couple appears to have set up a semi-permanent base, offers a level of privacy and distance that Ye seems to crave.
Is everybody familiar with the old Houdini? So what Diddy's lawyers are trying to do is pull a Houdini. They're trying to say that the evidence that they have is different. Well, it's not different. The video that the entire world has seen is not going to go away. The fact that he had parties that were freak-offs is not going away. So it's just a question of whether or not.
But is this holiday lifestyle sustainable? While West's net worth is still estimated in the hundreds of millions, his recent financial decisions, paired with his ongoing legal battles, suggest a man who's juggling more than he can handle. His insistence on staying abroad may give him some temporary relief, but the lawsuits in the U.S. aren't going anywhere. And as much as you might want to avoid them, the reality is that he may eventually have no choice but to face the music.
Then if he does, this new, quote, robust bail package, you can avoid and evade. And he is very connected with people that can help him avoid and evade. I'm not saying he will, but I would be surprised if the court grants him a bond. When the federal government wants you detained, you are normally detained. And here it was a very far-reaching situation that he was involved.
Even more intriguing is the question of why he continues to make such high-profile investments and appearances if he's trying to avoid the spotlight. His new Beverly Hills mansion is a prime example, an extravagant purchase that makes headlines yet sits largely unoccupied. Some speculate that West's actions are driven by a need to maintain relevance in the ever-competitive world of celebrity culture. Others believe it's a calculated move to create a distraction from his legal issues. Whatever the reason, West's behavior has left fans wondering whether his actions are part of a larger strategy or simply the result of a man trying to hold on to his empire, as it teeters on the edge.
In the meantime, let's go back to New York City. Want to get some updates on the case that is unfolding there regarding Sean Diddy.
The connection to Diddy's case adds another layer of complexity to this already tangled web. While Ye and Diddy were once close, their relationship has been strained since West's controversial White Lives Matter t-shirts made headlines in 2020. 2 shirts made headlines in 2020. Diddy publicly criticized West's actions at the time, calling them tone-deaf, which led to a heated exchange of text messages that Ye later shared on social media. The falling out between the two powerhouses seemed personal, but with Diddy now facing serious legal charges, some fans are wondering if West's fear of returning to the U.S. is less about his own lawsuits and more about avoiding any potential association with his former friend's troubles. As he continues to evade the U.S., leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions, one can't help but wonder what his next move will be. Will he return to face the legal battles waiting for him? Or will he continue to live on the fringes, hopping from one glamorous destination to another? And more importantly, what does this mean for his legacy? For now, Ye remains an enigma, a man caught between the allure of his extravagant lifestyle and the shadow of the mounting challenges he seems desperate to escape.
That's it. You know, if it is privilege, of course they won't. But if it really is what the prosecution says, that has nothing to do with the case, or even worse, it's actually evidence of witness tampering, because we all know the attorney-client privilege, there's a crime fraud exception. You can't use your lawyer to perpetuate a future or continuing fraud or crime. So if the documents are what the government says they are, they're going to get them again. And again, it's just going to be a matter of days, because I don't expect.
If West's fear of returning to the United States wasn't intriguing enough, the story takes an even darker turn when you bring Sean Diddy Combs into the picture. Their once close friendship has now become a cautionary tale of how quickly alliances in the entertainment industry can unravel. Diddy's current legal troubles have not only shaken the music world, but have also cast a long shadow over Ye, fueling rumors that he's desperate to distance himself from his former confidant. But could West's paranoia really just be about avoiding association with Diddy's unraveling scandal? Or is there something more sinister at play?
So that, they probably didn't see these notes and they never will.
But if you're Diddy, don't you want your notes back?
Yeah.
Like, if you've spent so many hours, like, gathering, like, evidence for your side or, strategy or whatever, like, for me, I'd be like, oh, no, please don't destroy. Please return.
Let's rewind a bit to understand the gravity of Diddy's situation. Once a titan of the entertainment industry, Diddy is now facing some of the most shocking allegations of his career. The charges against him have sent shockwaves through Hollywood, and his reputation, once untouchable, is crumbling under the weight of accusations. According to reports, investigators uncovered extensive evidence of orchestrated events involving questionable behavior, with accusations pointing to a history of manipulative tactics. The details are so explosive that even some of Diddy's closest allies have gone silent, unwilling to jeopardize their reputations by standing by him. And this is where West's story becomes even more compelling.
He doesn't kind of buy what the prosecution's selling. He thinks they've looked at the notes.
Yeah.
He thinks that they're cheating.
I mean, I would think that too.
But apparently, what happened is commonplace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Diddy's friendship goes way back. At one point, they were inseparable, publicly praising each other and teaming up at high-profile events. Ye once credited Diddy with inspiring his career and even his personal life, famously saying, "I go to him for advice to this day. He inspired so many of my choices, so many of my life choices, my wife choices. They shared stages, partied together, and were often seen as two of the most powerful forces in the music world. But as the saying goes, the higher you climb, the harder you fall." Their relationship began to crack in 2022 when he debuted his infamous White Lives Matter shirts during Paris Fashion Week. The move sparked widespread backlash, and even Diddy, who had defended Ye through countless controversies, couldn't stay quiet. Diddy called the stunt tone deaf in an interview, and things quickly spiraled out of control. Yeah, never one to back down, fired back, and a series of text messages that he later posted on social media. In these messages, Ye accused Diddy of being controlled by outside forces, saying, "I am going to use you as an example to show people that no one can threaten or influence me." The feud escalated, with Ye suggesting that Diddy was being influenced by hidden hands, a claim that only added fuel to the conspiracy theories surrounding both men.
No, I'm not surprised by the ruling because, as she cited in her order, there are very serious allegations about the danger that he potentially poses to other witnesses and the public at large. There are allegations that he has, been violent with others. He's also attempted to allegedly intimidate other witnesses and still contact witnesses while incarcerated.
Now, fast forward to 2024, and Diddy's legal troubles are dragging up years of rumors and whispers about his behavior. Federal investigators reportedly raided his properties, uncovering what insiders described as disturbing evidence. This has reignited speculation about the inner workings of the entertainment industry, with many wondering just how deep the connections between its biggest players run. Yeah, for his part, seems to be doing everything he can to avoid being pulled into the fallout. But is he truly innocent, or is he just trying to stay one step ahead of the storm?
Not buying it all, Kana, and safety can mean a couple different things. Safety just doesn't mean free from harm of violence.
Let's not forget that he has his own set of allegations to deal with. His former assistant, Lauren Piciotta, has accused him of creating a toxic work environment and engaging in inappropriate behavior. While Ye has denied these claims and promised a countersuit, the timing couldn't be worse. Picciotta's amended lawsuit includes an incident that allegedly took place during a studio session co-hosted by Ye and Diddy. This connection has raised eyebrows and left many wondering if West's fear of returning to the U.S. is less about the lawsuits and more about avoiding any potential link to Diddy's case.
I'm not surprised with the decision. I'm surprised that Judge Subramanian entertained it. He held a 2-hour hearing, which we were covering live, and he issued a 5-page written order. Most other judges, including the 2 previous judges, to consider this issue, summarily denied the bail motion. I think a lot of it stems from Judge Subramanian being a newer judge. This is a Biden appointee.
What makes this even more fascinating is West's own history of speaking out against the entertainment industry. He's long claimed that the industry is controlled by powerful forces who use their influence to silence and manipulate artists. In a recent interview, he doubled down on these claims, saying, "All celebrities are controlled. You don't see anyone talking about the real issues because they're scared. They know the game, and they don't want to risk losing everything." While some dismissed his comments as another one of his infamous rants, others saw them as a rare glimpse into the darker side of fame.
I agree, and the risk of flight was always going to be a tough argument for the government because obviously Combs voluntarily came to New York. He surrendered his passports through his lawyer. He could have fled after the March raids of his Miami and Los Angeles homes, but he didn't. He has access to 2 private jets. I think it was a tougher argument. I know the government made the argument, but clearly the best argument was the dangerousness and the witness tampering. They had much more evidence.
Fans have since taken to social media to dissect West's every move, with some even suggesting that he's being set up by the very forces he's warned about. According to this theory, West's legal troubles and his connection to Diddy's case are part of a larger plot to discredit him. Supporters point to his history of speaking out against industry elites as evidence that he's been targeted. One fan wrote, "West's been telling us for years that there's more going on behind the scenes. Now they're trying to take him down because he won't play by their rules." Whether or not there's any truth to these claims, it's clear that West's actions have struck a nerve. But conspiracy theories aside, there's no denying that West's continued absence from the U.S. raises serious questions. While his globetrotting lifestyle may seem glamorous, it also paints the picture of a man on the run. His refusal to return, even as his ex-wife publicly criticizes him for being an absent father, only adds to the mystery. And, with his legal team reportedly stalling lawsuits by claiming he's out of the country, it's hard not to wonder if he is avoiding more than just the courtroom.
Both sides in the Sean Diddy Combs case have until today to give answers for how the music mogul has been communicating from jail. Combs appearing in court last Friday seeking bail while he awaits trial. He's been held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn since September.
Yet, despite all the chaos, Ye seems to be thriving in his self-imposed exile. From lavish dinners in Dubai to quiet moments in Tokyo, he's living a life that most could only dream of. Bianca Censori, his wife, appears to be his constant companion, and the two seem inseparable as they navigate this new chapter together. But even this has sparked criticism, with some accusing Ye of prioritizing his new life over his responsibilities back home.
This is video of Diddy's family arriving to court for last Friday's hearing. Prosecutors arguing that he misused prison systems in an attempt to tamper with potential witnesses, and they say they have proof Diddy used other inmates' phone cards or used three-way calls with friends to contact associates that prosecutors consider to be a part of his criminal.
Meanwhile, Diddy's situation continues to unravel, and the parallels between the two men are impossible to ignore. Both built empires that redefined the music industry, and both now find themselves at the center of scandals that threaten to overshadow their legacies. The difference, however, is that Diddy is facing the full weight of the legal system, while Ye seems to be doing everything he can to stay out of its reach. As the public watches this drama unfold, one thing is clear: the lines between truth and fiction are increasingly blurred. Is Ye truly an innocent man trying to protect himself from an unjust system, or is he hiding something that could bring his empire crashing down? And what about Diddy? Are the allegations against him the result of years of unchecked power, or is he the latest victim of a system that builds up its stars only to tear them down? The connections between these two titans of hip-hop are undeniable, but the full story remains shrouded in mystery. For now, Ye continues to live his life abroad, far from the prying eyes of the US legal system. But how long can he keep running? And when he does return, will he face the music or find a way to rewrite the narrative once again? As the stakes continue to rise, the world waits to see what happens next in this unfolding saga. One thing's for sure: in the world of West and Sean Combs, the truth is often stranger than fiction.
Let me read these Harlem kicks. This is how he was rendered. This is a trainer, but come to find out, he was actually Canadian intelligence, but this is my trainer.
As West's saga continues to unfold, we're left with more questions than answers. Is West's fear of returning to the US really about avoiding legal troubles? Or is there a deeper conspiracy at play? And how much of Diddy's current situation is influencing West's decisions? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The team wants to hear your take on the celebrity drama. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more juicy updates on your favorite stars. Until next time, stay tuned and keep the conversation going.